Okay, so hello everyone. Good evening to all of you once again. Good evening, Kanishka. Good evening, Arav. Good evening, Kavya. Good evening, Sarvesh. Very good evening to all of you once again in the today's session. And everyone, let us get started with the today's session quickly, okay? So चलिए आज का सेशन हम स्टार्ट करते हैं मॉर्निंग में इफ यू वुड रिकॉल हमने कंप्लीट किए थे टोटल ऑफ 290 क्वेश्चंस टारगेट था हमारा 400 कंप्लीट करने का बट 300 कंप्लीट करने का बट वी कुडंट डू इट सो वी डिड क्लोज टू 290 क्वेश्चंस इन द मॉर्निंग क्लास ओके अब हम इवनिंग के जो क्वेश्चंस है क्लासेस है उनको स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं एंड रेस्ट ऑफ ऑल द क्वेश्चंस दैट आर देयर वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस इन दिस क्लास टुडे ओके Good evening, Kanishka. So, without any further delays, let us get started, everyone. The question you have in front of your screens is the question number 291. जो question आप अभी अपने screen पे देख रहे हैं, this is question number 290. First question, okay? So, let us get started, everyone, with question number 291. Question number 291 says, which of the following chemicals are used to preserve the food? 290 first question क्या कह रहा है? It says which of the following chemicals are used for the preservation of food? Good evening, Kavya. Good evening, Ovesh. Good evening, Himshri. Good evening, Sarvesh. What is going to be the right answer for question? Sodium benzoate as well as vinegar. Both of them they are used for the preservation of food. Sodium benzoate हम pickles में use करते हैं. सुबह भी हमने discuss किया था what is the chemical name for the vinegar. Chemical name of vinegar is acetic acid, making option D the correct answer. Question number 292. What are the main objectives involved in preservation of food? जब भी हम food का preservation कर रहे हैं, what are some of the main objectives that are involved in the preservation of food? Food preservation में कुछ main objectives involved होते हैं. What are they? Killing of microbial contamination, killing of pathogen, minimizing the spoilage of food, or all of the above. What is going to be the correct answer for this question? Question number 292. What are the main objectives involved in the preservation of food? Food preservation में कुछ main objectives जो involve होते हैं. What are they? Very good, all of you. The right answer for the question is. What is the correct answer? Option D, all of these. All of these here is the correct. Okay, Kanishka. Just a moment, let me check. Now is it okay? Now the voice is okay? Okay, chaliye. Good evening, Darsh. So let us get started. The correct answer for this question was 292. Question number 293, salting can be done by using. Salting करने के लिए, in order to do the process of salting, which of the following chemicals is used? Good evening, beta. Salting is done by sugar, sodium benzoate, salt, or sodium metasulfide. What is the right answer? Good evening, Kavya. Salting is done with the help of. I'm really very well, Bhavya. Thank you so much. How are you? What is going to be the right answer for this question? C is the correct answer. Very good, chemistry. Salting हम किसके थ्रू करते हैं? Salting is what? Salting is done by using the salt. Preservation or by salt. जो भी preservation हम किसके थ्रू करते हैं? Preservation done by salt is called as salting. So what is going to be the right answer for question? The correct answer is option C. Question number 24. Sealing of food in an airtight container prevents. Sealing of food in an airtight container. By sealing the food in an airtight container, what happens? When we seal the food in an airtight container, what is going to happen? It prevents the spoilage of food, it prevents leakage of food, it prevents cooking of food, or all of these. What is the correct answer? Good evening, Arav. That is correct. Sarthak Darsh. Right. What is going to be the correct answer? First correct answer here is given by Sarvesh. Okay. Sarvesh ने यहाँ पे correct answer दिया है. What is going to be the right answer for question? The correct answer for this question, everyone, that we have is option A is the correct answer. What is going to be the right answer for question? Correct answer we have for the question is जब भी हम किसी फूड को एयरटाइट कंटेनर में स्टोर करते हैं, मेन मोटिव इज टू प्रिवेंट द स्पॉइलेज ऑफ फूड. हम फूड स्पॉइलेज को प्रिवेंट करने के लिए इसको एयरटाइट कंटेनर में प्रिजर्व करते हैं. मेकिंग ऑप्शन A is the correct answer. Question number 25. Achar and pickle are prepared by sun drying, water evaporation, adding oil and salt, or all of these. How do we prepare? Okay, by which method do we prepare अचार और पिकल? अचार और पिकल के प्रिपरेशन में कौन से मेथड्स यूज किए जाते हैं? यस सार्थक, आई नो इट्स यू. व्हाट आर द मेथड्स यूज्ड इन द प्रिपरेशन ऑफ अचार एंड पिकल? sun drying, water evaporation, adding oil and salt, or all of these? What is the correct answer for question? Good, all of you. The right answer for the question is going to be option D, all of these. फर्स्ट स्टेप होता है सन ड्राइंग, सेकेंड स्टेप होता है वाटर इवेपोरेशन, एंड एज प्रिजर्वेटिव, प्रिजर्वेटिव के फॉर्म में हम क्या डालते हैं? इन द फॉर्म ऑफ प्रिजर्वेटिव वी एड ऑयल एंड सॉल्ट इन द अचार एंड पिकल. सो व्हाट विल बी द करेक्ट आंसर? सर्वेश बेटा सी आंसर नहीं होगा, D will be the correct answer. Okay, what is be the correct answer here? Option D. So we are adding oil as well as salt. We are doing the evaporation of water and we are doing sun drying also. So all the three of them are correct. Question number 296. Substances which are used for the purpose of preservation are called. Any substance that we primarily use for the purpose of preservation, हम उसको क्या कहते हैं? We call it preservative. We call it preservation chemicals or all of these. Any substance that we use for the purpose of preservation, उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? Preservative, preservation, chemicals or all of these. So good, all of you. What is the right answer for question? Correct answer we have for the question is option A, preservative. Okay. Any substance that helps in the preservation, what do we call this substance? This substance is called preservative. For example, salt is added in achar or pickle. In which form? It is added as a preservative. क्योंकि किसमें help करता है? It helps in preservation. So what will be the correct answer for question? The right answer we'll be getting for the question is option A. The next question, question number 297. Frozen food is an example of preservation by. Frozen food is an example of preservation by. किसका example है? Frozen food is an example of preservation by boiling, freezing, none of these or salting. Frozen food is an example of preservation by. So frozen food is an example of preservation by. Correct. What is the right answer? It is an example of preservation by freezing. Any kind of frozen food, it is stored in a very low temperature. Okay, it is stored where? It is stored in a very low temperature. So ये किसका example होगा? This is going to be the example of frozen food. ये किसका example होगा? This is going to be the example of frozen food. Making option C the correct answer. The next question, question number 298. Foods such as tea and coffee are prepared by. How do we prepare the foods such as tea and coffee? By boiling, baking, roasting or steaming. By which method do we prepare the food such as tea and coffee? Okay, Param. By which method we prepare food such as tea and coffee? By boiling, baking, roasting and steaming. So we must keep in mind the method of preparation involved over here is boiling. कौन सा method of preparation involved है? The method of preparation involved is boiling. So food such as tea and coffee are prepared by boiling. Question number 299. The science, art and craft of preparing the food for consumption is called as. The art, science and craft of preparing the food for the purpose of consumption, what do we call it? What it is referred to as? It is referred to as, good evening Ayush, it is referred to as cooking, preservation, prevention or none of these. So basically the process by which we prepare the food, okay, the process by which we prepare the food, what do we call it? This process is referred to as cooking. So art, science and craft of preparing the food for purpose of consumption, उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? It is called as cooking. Next is the question number 300. Smoke produced by burning of wood contains. Whenever we are burning the wood, उसमें क्या produce होता है? Good evening Shlo. It produces some smoke. Okay, what does it produce? It produces some smoke. What does that smoke contain? Smoke contains antimicrobial compounds. It contains microbial compound. It contains microorganisms or pathogens. What is going to be the correct answer? We started यशश from the question number 290 and हमारा target है कि 300 तक तो हम questions को कर ही लेंगे, ठीक है? Good evening Ayush, good evening Param, good evening to all of you. चलिए, let us get started here. So whenever the smoke is produced by burning of wood, it contains what kind of compounds? It contains the antimicrobial compounds. What kind of compound it contains? It contains antimicrobial compounds. So right answer for the question will be option A. The next question, question number 31. Blank food items are preserved by storing them in an airtight container. Which food items we can prepare by storing them in an airtight container? We started the class at 8:30. Here. Okay. Which food items are prepared by storing them in an airtight container? Meat, fish, fruits or all of these? What will be the correct answer? Beta, this is for class 6. Class 6 के लिए अभी हमारा ये marathon चल रहा है. So which food items are prepared stored, हम उनको कैसे store करते हैं in an airtight container. So meat, fish and fruits, all of them can be primarily preserved by storing them in an airtight container. So right answer for the question will be option D, and this was the question number 301. The next question is question number 302. Which of the following is a traditional method of food preservation? इनमें से क्या एक traditional method है for the purpose of food preservation? Option A boiling, option B refrigeration, option C smoking or D dehydration. Which of the following is a traditional method of preservation of food? इनमें से क्या एक traditional method है food preservation का? Boiling, refrigeration, smoking and dehydration. Okay, so there is like a error in the question. यहाँ पे होना चाहिए which of the following is not a traditional method. तो देखिए boiling is a traditional method for preservation of food. Smoking and dehydration also, they are as well the traditional method for food preservation. Refrigeration is not a traditional method for food preservation. Okay, refrigeration यहाँ पे क्या है? This is not a traditional method for food preservation. So what will be the correct answer? Right answer for the question will be option B. Not question में given नहीं है. The word not is important here. Next question, question number 303. Dehydration of water in the food preservation involves. जब भी हम food का preservation करते हैं, and that very commonly we use this term dehydration. What is the meaning of dehydration? Dehydration means evaporation of water from lakes, evaporation of water in atmosphere, removal of water from food or adding water to food. So dehydration का simple terms में meaning होता है loss of water. What is the meaning of dehydration? Dehydration का मतलब क्या होता है? Dehydration everyone refers to, and dehydration stands for what? Dehydration stands for loss of water. So evaporation of water or removal of water from foods. Okay, whenever we are doing the dehydration of food, what we are doing? We are removing the water from food. So what is going to be the correct answer for question? The right answer we will be having for this question is option C. C is the correct answer. Good, all of you. Question number 304. Spoiling of food is a physical change, chemical change, both or none of these. तो हमको ध्यान रखना है फूड का स्पॉइलिंग एक कैसा चेंज होता है? इट इज अ केमिकल चेंज. केमिकल चेंज इज चेंज इन विच द केमिकल स्टेट ऑफ सब्सटेंस इज चेंज. फिजिकल चेंजेस जिसमें फिजिकल स्टेट चेंज होता है. जैसे आइस से अगर क्या बन गया? वाटर. फिर वाटर से बन गया वाटर वेपर. सो दिस इज अ फिजिकल चेंज. केमिकल नेचर इज सेम. ये अभी भी वाटर था, इस स्टेट में भी वाटर है, यहाँ पे भी वाटर है. So this is a physical change, okay? But when a food gets spoiled, this is what kind of change? This is a chemical change. So right answer for the question is option B. Question number 305. The commonly used food preservative is, which one among the following is a commonly used food preservative? Sodium benzoate, sodium metabisulfite, mercury chloride, or both A and B? My voice is double. How is that possible? Let me check once again. Now is it okay? Or still is it doubled? अभी voice properly आ रही है सभी को? Check it now. I have changed the settings. Check the voice now. Now is it okay? Still is it doubled? Sorry, still we will be continuing with it's echoing. Okay. Still, let us continue with the class, okay, so that it will not be disturbed. So, which of the following is a common food preservatives? Both beta sodium benzoate, sodium metabisulfite, both of them are some of the common food preservatives, making option D the correct answer. Question number 306, okay. Which of these are used as preservatives to prevent microbial growth? Microbial growth को prevent करने के लिए इनमें से हम कौन सा food preservative use करेंगे? Which food preservative do we use for the prevention of microbial growth? Okay. Salt, edible oil, both A and B. Okay. Thank you, Yashash. What will be the correct answer in order to prevent the microbial growth? Microbial growth means if we want to stop the growth of microorganisms, what are we going to use? We can use both of them as preservative. We can use salt as preservative. In addition, we can use edible oil as preservative. So what is going to be the correct answer for question? The right answer we have here is Option C, question number 307. Which of the following is used to preserve food grains at home? Last year का एक question है, study material का एक question है. If you have done it, तो लास्ट ईयर भी आपने इसको क्लियरली अटेम्प्ट किया होगा. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज यूज्ड फॉर द प्रिजर्वेशन ऑफ फूड एट होम? घर पे फूड प्रिजर्वेशन के लिए, ग्रेन्स के प्रिजर्वेशन के लिए हम क्या यूज करते हैं? स्पिनच लीव, करी लीव्स, नीम लीव्स और तुलसी लीव. Spinach leaf, curry leaves, neem leaves or tulsi leaf. Very good, all of you. The right answer for the question is option C, neem leaves. Okay, which of the following are used to preserve food grains at home? Option C, neem leaves, eaten raw. Which of the following food items is eaten raw? Radish, lettuce, carrot, or all of these? Which of these food items is eaten raw? इनमें से जो कौन सा फूड आइटम होता है उसको हम रॉ फॉर्म में कंज्यूम करते हैं? Which of these food items is eaten raw? Radish, lettuce, carrot is all of these. So right answer is all of these because all the three of them they are eaten in the form of salad. किस फॉर्म में कंज्यूम किया जाता है? Very commonly they are being consumed in the form of salads and they are usually eaten raw. Okay, so right answer for question is option D. Question number 309. Food items that are eaten after roasting include. Which food items are generally consumed after roasting? Roasting के बाद हम क्या consume करते हैं? Chicken, vegetables, peanuts, all of these. Which food items are generally consumed after roasting? Roasting के बाद हम किसको consume करते हैं? Chicken, peanut, vegetables, or all of these. So vegetables are also eaten after roasting. Peanuts are also eaten after roasting. Chicken is also eaten after roasting. So correct answer क्या होगा यहाँ पे? Right answer for the question will be option D. All of these. Question number 310. Which of the following is not a method of cooking? इनमें से क्या एक method of cooking नहीं है? Which of the following is not a method of cooking? Which of the following is not a method of cooking? Roasting, boiling, shaking, or shredding. Which of these is not a method of cooking? Very good. Shlok is correct here. Rajashekhar is also correct. Hemashri is right. Which of these is not a method of cooking? Shedding, everyone, is not a method of cooking. Rest of all three, ये तीनों ही क्या है? They are the methods of cooking. Roasting, boiling, baking. They are the methods of cooking. Question number 311. Why is sugar commonly used as preservative in gems and jellies? Gems and jellies में हम sugar को ही क्यों use करते हैं? Why it is that we are using sugar in gems and jellies as preservative? Because it tastes good, because it absorbs the moisture content, because it reduces the moisture content, both B and C. What is the reason why we are using only and only sugar as preservatives in gems and jellies? What is going to be the correct answer? Good. Most of you are answering correctly here. What is going to be the right answer, everyone? Option D. Because शुगर एब्सॉर्ब्स द मॉइस्चर कंटेंट. जेम्स में, जेलीज में जो एक्स्ट्रा वाटर कंटेंट होता है, जो एक्स्ट्रा शुगर कंटेंट होता है, इट इज ऑब्सॉर्ब एंड इट ऑल्सो रिड्यूसेस द एक्स्ट्रा वाटर और मॉइस्चर कंटेंट फ्रॉम द फूड. दैट लीड्स टू व्हाट? दैट लीड्स टू द reduction in the microbial growth. So what will be the right answer for question? Both of them are the correct answers for the question. Next is the question number 312. Why do we keep our food in refrigerators? आपने बहुत बार ऑब्जर्व किया होगा that we keep our food in refrigerator. हम अपने food को कहाँ रखते हैं? We keep our food in refrigerator. So what is the reason why we have to keep our food in refrigerator? Because refrigerator का temperature low होता है. Low temperature prevents the growth of microbes. Refrigerator makes the food taste good, or all of these. What is going to be the correct answer for question? Why we have to keep our food in refrigerator? So correct answer is option D. Both A and B, we keep our food in refrigerator for two specific reasons. Because refrigerator has a very low temperature and in the low temperature microorganisms cannot grow, making option D the correct answer. Question number 313. What is the ideal temperature for sterilization of milk? If someone has to do the sterilization of milk, what are we doing in the sterilization of milk? In the sterilization of milk, we kill the microorganisms present in milk. So if someone wants to perform the action of sterilization of milk, what is to be done here? हम क्या करेंगे? कितने टेम्परेचर पे हम उसको बॉईल करेंगे? 100 डिग्री, 200 डिग्री, 150 डिग्री और 180 डिग्री. So all of you must keep in mind for sterilization. What is the ideal temperature for sterilization? 100 degree is the ideal temperature. But if one has to do पास्चराइजेशन, अगर किसी को पास्चराइजेशन करना है मिल्क का, for the purpose of pasteurization temperature is 70 degrees, and if someone has to do the sterilization of milk, in this condition the temperature is 100 degree. Question number 2314. Which of the following method of food preservation involve removal of water from food? किस method पे हम water को remove करते हैं from food? Which method involves removal of water from food, dehydration, lyophilization, radiation, or sterilization? Dehydration, lyophilization. Pasteurization is the process, param, in which we stop the growth of microorganisms present in the milk. Pasteurization में हम क्या करते हैं? In pasteurization, we stop the growth of microorganisms present in the milk, and in sterilization, we kill them. Okay, so food preservation, the method of food preservation which involves removal of water is dehydration. So what is going to be the correct answer? Right answer for the question will be option A, dehydration. Dehydration here is the correct answer. Question number 315. The process of dehydration and freezing of frozen products under vacuum is called. The process of freezing and dehydration. हम क्या करें? We are doing freezing, we are doing dehydration, और हम इसको कहाँ करें? We are doing it under vacuum. So we are doing three things together. We are freezing the things, we are dehydrating the things, plus we are creating a vacuum filled environment. All these things we are doing together. ये तीनों चीजें हम एक साथ कर रहे हैं. So what is this process going to be called? Cryopreservation, lyophilization, radiation, dehydration. So you must know this process is known as lyophilization. What we are going to call this process? This process will be referred to as lyophilization. The next question is question number 316. Which of the following method is also known as cold sterilization? ये अभी हमने I think a few days back also we have done this question. So you must know the answer for this. आपको इसके लिए आंसर बिल्कुल पता होना चाहिए. Which of the following method is also known as the method of cold sterilization? इनमें से किस मेथड को हम और क्या कहते हैं? Which of these method is also referred to as the method of cold sterilization? Yes. What is going to be the correct answer? Good, all of you. Okay, correct answer क्या होगा? Cold sterilization. Preservation by radiation is also known as cold sterilization. Whenever we are doing the preservation by radiation, this method is also called as cold sterilization. Question number 317. Generally, which radiations are used in the method of cold sterilization? In the method of cold sterilization, which of these radiations are commonly used? UV rays, X-rays, gamma rays, or all of these? Which radiations do of sterilization? UV rays, X-rays, gamma rays, or all of these? क्या correct answer होगा यहाँ पे? The correct answer for the question will be option D, all of these. UV rays, X-rays, gamma rays. तीनों ही radiation हम कहाँ use करते हैं? All the three radiations we use in the method of cold sterilization. So right answer for the question is option D. Question number 318. How UV rays, X-rays help to preserve the food? UV rays and X-rays, when we are doing the method of cold sterilization, we use UV rays and X-rays. What does UV rays and X-rays have in this way that the cold sterilization वो हमको फूड को प्रिजर्व करने में हेल्प करते हैं? They make the food healthy. They kill all the unwanted microbes present in food, both or none of these. What happens when you use X-rays और gamma rays for the preservation of food? क्या होता है जब आप X-ray gamma rays को use करते हैं? Correct. What is the right answer for question? The right answer is option B. Good, all of you. Okay, with the help of UV rays, with the help of X-rays, हम क्या करते हैं? We kill all the unwanted microorganisms which are present in the food. Okay, and because of that, a food is preserved from the microbial contamination. Our food is preserved from the microbial attack. So what is going to be the answer for this question? Option B will be the correct answer. Question number 319. Who is known as father of pasteurization? किसको हम father of pasteurization कहते हैं? This is a very important question that you must know. Who is referred to as? Who is known by the name of father of pasteurization? Father of pasteurization किसको कहा जाता है? Louis Pasteur. Okay, then we have got John Hall. Nicholas or Bren Dawkins? What is the correct answer? So we must know that Louis Pasteur, who is referred to as father of pasteurization, Louis Pasteur, everyone is called as father of pasteurization. Question number 320. What are some of the reasons for spoilage of food? फूड के स्पॉइलेज के रीजंस क्या होते हैं? What are some of the reasons that lead to the spoilage of food? Reason number one, growth of microorganisms like fungus, bacteria, autolysis, oxidation by air that causes food spoilage. तो हम ध्यान रखेंगे all these three reasons are responsible for the spoilage of food. जैसे जैसे growth of microorganisms like bacteria, fungus बढ़ता जाएगा food का, उसके कारण spoilage होता है. In addition, that also leads to the spoilage of food and इसके साथ में oxidation, okay? इसके साथ में oxidation by air will also lead to what? This as well will lead to the spoilage of food. So what is the correct answer for question? The right answer, the correct answer we have for this question is good, all of you. Option D here is the correct answer. Question number 321. Which of the following preservation techniques cannot be applied at home? Smoking, dehydration, salting or radiation. If we want to do the preservation of food at home, अगर हमको क्या करना है? If we want to do the food preservation, और इनमें से कौन सा मेथड है फूड प्रिजर्वेशन का जो हम घर पर अप्लाई नहीं कर सकते? सो हैव अ लुक. Smoking can be done very easily. आप wood को burn करोगे, smoke is produced and you will be able to do the preservation. Dehydration can also be done. Salting can also be done. But radiations के लिए what we are going to need? We need UV rays, X rays, gamma rays. All these rays we cannot get at home. Yes. So what is the right answer? The correct answer for question is option D. Okay, these are the preservation methods. इसको हम घर पे by the process of radiation we cannot do it at home. Question number 52. How do we prepare cakes and pastries? What is the method of cooking that is involved in cake and pastry? This is question number 322. Cake and pastries के preparation में which is the method of cooking that is involved? Baking, roasting, boiling or frying? Question number 322. What is going to be the correct answer? Good, all of you. That's right. Okay, Likita is correct here. First is Likita, second is Pranush. What is going to be the right answer? Baking. Which method is involved in the preparation of cake and pastries? The method involved in preparation of cake and pastries is method of cooking. Oh, sorry, baking. Okay. Next question, question number 323. What kind of method would be used to prevent microbial contamination in food? देखिए जितने भी क्वेश्चंस हम कर रहे हैं all of those questions have one similar essence. Okay, if you have understood the topic really well आप सभी questions attempt कर पाओगे. So memorization is one thing but understanding the topic is a different thing. अगर आपने चैप्टर को बहुत अच्छे से समझा है all of these things very easily you will be able to do. So question says what method we will use to prevent microbial contamination? Correct, Shlok is first here. Okay, Pranush will not be doing both. Preservation is mainly done for preventing of microbial contamination. Okay. Cooking हम क्यों use करते हैं? Cooking हम करते हैं to make the food useful for consumption purposes. But for preservation we only do the microbial contamination को avoid करने के लिए we only do preservation. Question number 54. Sodium metasulfite and sodium benzoate are widely known as coloring agents, food preservators, taste enhancers, or none of these. Sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite. What are they? Sodium benzoate, sodium metabisulfite. What are they? They are food preservators, they are coloring enhancers. Very good. First for this question is Arav. Very quickly you have answered Arav. That's really good. What is going to be the right answer for question? Okay. Sodium metasulfite and sodium benzoate. What are they? They are food preservative. यहाँ preservation लिखा है. Correct spelling is preservative. Sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite. What are they? They are food preservatives. Okay. So what is going to be the correct answer? Good evening, Shlok. The correct answer for the question will be they are food preservatives. Question number 55. Hot and cold method of food preservation involved. Hot method and cold method of food preservation involved. What happens in hot and cold method of food preservation? क्या करते हैं हम hot and cold method में? Boiling of food, refrigeration of food, both or none of these. What is done in hot and cold method? Good. Okay, correctly answering beta, that is the right answer. What do we do in hot and cold method? In hot and cold method. Hot method में we'll be doing the boiling of food. We preserve the food by boiling. And in the cooling method, what we are doing in the cooling, we are doing the refrigeration. So correct answer for the question is option C, both B and C. Question number 326. Smoking method of preservation is widely used to preserve. The method of smoking we use in order to preserve milk, tomato, meat and fish or fruit. स्मोकिंग हम जो मेथड है फूड प्रिजर्वेशन का वी यूज इट टू प्रिजर्व मिल्क टमेटो मीट एंड फिश और fruits. What is going to be the correct answer for this question, everyone? What will be the right and the correct answer for this question? Good. C is right here. First is Darsh, then Nikita, Shlok, Sarvesh, Param, all of you are correct. Meat and fish. Meat and fish are the food items that we use to preserve the food. Okay, meat and fish are the food items जो हम smoking के through preserve करते हैं. Next is the question number 327. The next question number we have after this is 327. Process of canning the food is stored. In the process of canning, food को हम किस में store करते हैं? In the process of canning, we store the food in an airtight container. So canning is a process जिसमें हम food को store करते हैं in an airtight container. In addition to that, okay, we store the food in high temperature, medium temperature, or all of these. Because you were having test, Bhavya, that's why 5:30 onwards test was there. In the process of canning, food is stored in airtight container, low temperature, high temperature, medium temperature. So always keep in mind, canning में हम क्या करते हैं? In canning, food is stored at high temperature. Food को हम canning में किसमें store करते हैं? We store the food in canning at excessively high temperature. So what is the correct answer for question? Option A. Okay, high temperature पे हम उसको store करते हैं in canning. Next question, question number 328. The method that is carried out to remove microbes from food is referred to as the method by which we remove the microorganisms from food. It is called sterilization, canning, smoking, or chemical method. So, method to remove the microorganisms. Removal is somewhat killing. The method that involves the killing of microorganisms is कौन सा method होगा ये? Which method this is going to be? Correctly answered लिखिता. Sterilization. Okay, what is going to be the correct answer? Rajashekhar is also correct here. The method that is here is sterilization. Sterilization is a method that involves the killing of microorganisms from the food. So right answer is option A. Question number 329. Why do we add extra oil to pickles? Always you would have observed कि हम हमेशा pickles में बहुत सारा extra oil add करते हैं. We add the amount of oil which is not even necessary. इतना oil हम उसमें add कर देते हैं. So why do we add so much amount of oil in the pickles? Pickles में हम इतना oil क्यों add करते हैं? Because pickles make the oils make pickle tasty. Oil is good for health. Oil act as preservative, or none of these. Correct. Yashash is right here. Very good, Yashash. Why we have to add a lot of oil in pickles? The reason for adding a lot of oil in pickle is because oil act as a preservative. Oil किस form में act करता है? Oil act as a preservative. Correct. Aditya, Shlok, Darsh, all of you are correct here. Oil act as a preservative. That's why we add more and more amount of oil. Question number 330. Which one among the following is a preservative that has been used since old ages? इनमें से कौन सा एक फूड प्रिजर्वेटिव का सब्सटेंस है जिसको हम बहुत ही लॉन्ग ड्यूरेशन से यूज कर रहे हैं? सॉल्ट, ऑयल, शुगर और all of these. Which one among the following is a food preservative that is used for the food preservation from a long duration? Salt, oil, sugar, or all of these? What is going to be the correct answer? So all the three of them, salt, oil, and sugar, all the three of them, they are traditional food preservatives. Okay, so what is going to be the right answer? Correct answer for the question is option D. Okay, what is the correct answer? The right answer for the question will be option D. Okay, good. Next question, question number 61. Which method of preservation is preservative? Salt के through preservation का जो method होता है इसको हम क्या कहते हैं? What do we call it? So, what will be the correct answer? Salting, sugaring, salt preservation, or none? The method of preservation by using salt is called. What are we going to call this process? Method of preservation by using salt. Very good, all of you. What will be the correct answer? Right, Dash? The correct answer is salting. The method of preservation by using salt. इस method को हम क्या कहते हैं? This method is called as salting. So what will be the right answer for question? The correct answer will be option A. Question number 332. Why do we keep food? The method in which we keep food that contains airtight container at high temperature. Keywords of the question, हमने food को रखा है airtight container में और बहुत ही high temperature पे. Which is this method in which we keep the food in airtight container, that too at really high temperature? Which method is this? कौन सा method होता है? Which method we are talking about over here? Correct. What is the right answer? The method is canning. Canning is a method in which we store the food in an airtight cans. And जब उनको store करते हैं, when we put them into the cans, okay, we keep them at really high temperature. That is canning. So with this 322 questions, we have also completed the chapter of cooking and preservation. Okay. Next इसके बाद हम यहाँ पे discuss कर रहे हैं class 4th NCERT के जो कुछ questions थे. Those we are going to discuss over here. Okay. So let us get started. चलिए, what is trolley? Trolley is a closed wooden box. Trolley is an open box made up of wood attached to rope. Trolley is a metal container or it is a type of vehicle. Quickly get started. Okay, so these are our fourth के जो हमारे level के questions थे. Okay, from your EVS book. So these are the ones for which most of you have shared the notes. Okay, so correct everyone. All of you are correct. What is trolley? Trolley is an open box that is made up of wood. और उसपे क्या attached होता है? Rope is attached to it. Okay, trolley is a wooden box made up of wood and a rope is attached to it. Question number 334. Why it is easier to pull the objects than to lift them? Why it is always easier to pull the objects with the help of a pulley than to lift them? Because it reduces friction, because it increases weight, because it makes objects heavier, because it decreases gravity. What is the reason for this? Correct, that's right. Okay, what is the reason for this? Correct reason for this is जब भी हम okay, ideal example for this is the well. जब भी आप well में से पानी निकालते हैं, कुएं में पानी निकालते हैं, तो ऊपर यहाँ पे आप देखते हैं there is a pulley and the bucket is attached to it. If pulley is there, very easily we can pull the bucket, okay, with the help of this. Why? Because pulley reduces friction. Pulley क्या करता है? Pulley here reduces friction. So what is going to be the right answer for question? The correct answer for the question will be option A. It reduces friction. Question number 335. Okay, the question numbers are given here. Cement bridges are made up of which material? Cement bridges किस material से बनते हैं? Wood and rope, cement, brick and iron rods, plastic and steel or only cement? Cement bridges are made up of. What are cement bridges made up of? Wood and rope, cement, brick and iron rods. Correctly answered all of you. Cement, brick and iron rods. Generally, the cement bridges, what are they made up of? They are made up of cement, brick and iron rods. Next question, question number 336. What is Vallam? Vallam is a horse cart. Vallam is a wooden boat that is used in Kerala. Vallam is a desert vehicle or Vallam is a floating bridge. What is Vallam? What is Vallam? Correctly answered. Sarvesh, Darsh, Shlok, Likhita, all of you are correct. Okay. Shash and Param will focus on the class and will stop talking in the chat box. For both of you, it will be nice. Okay. You can like chat for a long time after the class, even after the exam. अभी हम थोड़ा पढ़ लेते हैं, ठीक है? यशस and Param. What is Vallam? Vallam, everyone, is a small wooden boat. Okay, किससे बना होता है? It is made of wood. It is a small wooden boat. And where it is used? It is used in the state of Kerala. ये भी आपसे question पूछा जा सकता है. In which state Vallam is used? So we must keep in mind Vallam is used in the state of Kerala. Okay, so what is the right answer? Right answer is option. Okay, Himashri, just a moment. Right answer for the question will be option B. Okay. Yes, there you. Now the questions are visible. Okay, now I think they are properly visible to you. Okay, next question. Question number 337. What is a tanga? A bullock cart, a wooden trolley, a camel cart or horse carriage used in desert or a bicycle? Okay. What is a tanga? Tanga is a bullock cart, a wooden trolley, a camel cart or horse carriage used in desert, or a bicycle. What is the right answer? Correct answer we have for the question everyone is option C. What is tanga? Tanga is a camel cart. हम इसको कहाँ use करते हैं? It is used in the desert regions. Where it is used? Region. So what is the correct answer for question? Option C is the correct answer. Question number 338. What precaution we must take while we are moving on the snow? What are the precautions we must take while we are moving on the snow? Yes, these are the same questions, Rajashekhar. Okay. What are the precautions we must take while moving on the snow? Walk fast to avoid sinking, hold hands and walk carefully, run to avoid balance, and avoid wearing warm clothes. So आपको ध्यान रखना है. One major precaution we must walk, okay, we must keep, sorry, while walking on the snow is we must hold the hands and we must walk carefully. Okay, what is the right answer for this question? Option B is the correct answer. Next question, question number 339. Why do feet sink in snow? हमारे जो feet होते हैं, why do they sink in snow? They sink in snow because the snow is slippery, because the snow is soft, because the snow is frozen, or because of air pressure. तो आपको ध्यान रखना है. Generally, the snow is of two types. Okay, there is a chapter in our syllabus that deals with the mountain terrain, in which we have to study all the things almost about mountains, the precautions we must take. ये वहाँ का question cover होता है. So snow can be like frozen snow or hard snow. If frozen snow is there, we can slip. If the snow is soft, तो soft snow में क्या होगा? Our feet will sink in soft snow. So why do feet sink in snow? Our feet sink in snow because it is soft. And if the snow is frozen, in that conditions, our feet can slip. Okay, so this we must keep in mind. Correctly answered, Sarvesh. Next question, question number 340. What makes path in mountains difficult to walk on? Why the path in mountain के जो path होते हैं, they are difficult to walk because they are made up of smooth cement, they are rocky and uneven, they are covered with ice, or they are straight. Always the path of mountains are uneven. Okay, they are always what? They are uneven, they are very rocky, and because of this reason it is very difficult to climb the mountain. Okay, so correct answer क्या होगा? The right answer for the question will be option B. What is mother's mother called in Hindi? Question number 341. What do we call mother's mother in Hindi? हिंदी में हम mother के mother को क्या कहते हैं? दादी माँ, नानी माँ, चाची माँ और बुआ माँ. This is a very simple question. In Hindi, mother's mother is called as Nani Ma. What do we call mother's mother in Hindi? In Hindi, mother's mother is called as Nani Ma. So, what is going to be the correct answer for question? The correct answer we will be getting for the question is option B. Nani Ma here is the correct answer. Okay. The next question that is there after this is the question number 342. A group of elephants is called. What do we call a group of elephants? एक elephants के group को हम क्या कहते हैं? Pack, troop, herd. What do we call it? A group of elephants is called pack, troop, herd, or swarm. What is the right answer for question? Okay, Para. Correct. A group of elephants is called as herd. What do we call a group of elephants? Everyone, we must keep in mind. A group of elephants is referred to as herd. Group of elephants को हम क्या कहते हैं? Group of elephants is called as herd. Okay. The next question after this, question number 343. That is, for how many hours do elephants sleep per day? How many hours do elephants sleep per day? In one day, elephants sleep for how many hours? एक दिन में elephants कितने hours sleep करते हैं? How many hours elephants sleep in a day? For how many hours elephants sleep in a day? What is the correct answer for question? 2 to 4 hours, 8 to 10 hours, 12 to 14 hours, or 6 to 7 hours? Okay, good. All of you are answering correctly over here. What will be the correct answer for this? Okay, the correct answer for the question is for correct. How many hours elephants sleep for a day? We must keep in mind beta option A is the correct answer here. Right answer यहाँ पे क्या होगा? The correct answer for the question is option A. Elephants sleep for how many hours a day? Elephants sleep for 2 to 4 hours a day. Next question, question number 344. How does mud help elephants? आपने जब भी किसी elephant को देखा होगा, there is one common picture that is there, that the body of elephants is always covered with mud. They are always playing with the mud. So how does mud is useful to elephants? It makes their skin soft. It helps to keep their skin cool. It helps them walk faster, or it act as a food. How does it help it? Hello, Nilesh. Good evening. So good, correct. Likita has answered correctly. बेटा B नहीं होगा always. Why does mud help elephants? आपने notes में पढ़ा होगा. Sorry, mud helps to keep their skin cool. A नहीं होगा लिखिता. Okay. Why does mud helps the elephant? Mud helps the elephant by keeping their skin cool. So what is going to be the correct answer for question? The right answer we'll be having is option B. B is the correct answer here. Question number 345. How do elephants' big ears help them? Elephants के ears जो होते हैं, they are like giant, they are big as fans, okay? So how those big ears help the elephant? They work as fans to keep them cool. They help in listening to long distances. They help in swimming, or they store food. What is going to be the correct answer for this question? How do the big ears of elephants help them? Correct. So we must keep in mind, elephants have extremely big ears, and ये big ears उनको कैसे help करते हैं? They help them by work वो they work as fans, okay? वो किस way में work करते हैं? The big ears of elephant, they work as fans and they help to keep the elephants cool, okay? So what is the right answer for question? Option A is the correct answer. Okay, Priyanshi. This is a very important question. Who is the leader of an elephant group? एक elephant की group का leader कौन होता है? Who is the leader of an elephant group? Youngest female, oldest female, strongest male, or a group of males? Who is the eldest member of the herd of elephant? Who is the eldest member for the herd of elephant? Youngest female, oldest female, strongest male, or a group of males? What will be the correct answer? Very good. Correctly answering. हम सभी को ध्यान रखना है. The oldest female of the herd is always the leader of an elephant herd. एक elephant के herd में there are no males. Only female elephants are there. Okay. And the oldest female is the leader of the herd. Males after attaining the age of 14 to 15 years, they leave the herd. Okay. उसके बाद वो क्या करते हैं? They leave the herd, and the herd of elephant always contains the young ones and the female elephants. Okay, so this very carefully we must keep in mind. The next question after this we have got is question number 347. At what age do male elephants leave the herd? At what age do male elephants leave the herd? At what age male elephants leave the herd? What will be the correct answer? 5 to 6 years, 10 to 12 years, 14 to 15 years, 20 to 25 years. At what age male elephants leave the herd? Correct, that's right. Okay, good, all of you correctly answered. Male elephants leave the herd at the age of 14 to 15 years. The right answer for the question is option C. Next question. Where is Khejadi village located? Where is Khejadi village located? It is located in Kerala, Rajasthan, Bihar, or Uttar Pradesh. In which state Khejadi village is located? In which state Khejadi village is located? In Kerala, Rajasthan, Bihar, or Uttar Pradesh? So we must keep in mind it is in the state of Rajasthan. Khejadi village is located. Question number 349. Why is Khejadi village named so? What is the reason हमने Khejadi village का name Khejadi क्यों रखा गया है? Why it is named so? Because it has a famous temple, because it has a large number of Khejadi trees, because it is a historical place, or because it is a desert. Why it is named Khejadi? What is the reason for its name being Khejadi? Correct. That is the right answer. The correct answer, all of you. B is the right answer because this particular region, okay, has a large number of Khejadi trees, and because of this reason, हमने village का नाम भी क्या दिया? We have called it Khejadi village. Okay, and where it is located in the state of Rajasthan. And last question, everyone, we have today are who are Bishnoi people? Bishnoi people कौन होते हैं? Bishnoi people is a group of community that protects animals and wildlife. It is a farming community, it's a fishing community, it's a group of travelers Who are Bishnoi people? Who are Bishnoi people? This is the last question of today, everyone. 350 questions we have completed here. Who are Bishnoi people? Correct. The first, Darsh. Good. Oves is also correct. Bishnoi community. Okay, the people belonging from the Bishnoi community, they are very closely related with animals, wildlife, and environment. Okay, and it is a community that is known for protecting the animals, for protecting the wildlife and environment from very very long historical periods. Okay, तो इनका बहुत ही close relation associate किया जाता है from the wildlife and the community. Okay, so with this everyone, today we have done 60 questions in this class. 290 से हमने 350 तक की जो questions थे आज complete किए. Okay, so with this today's session we are going to sum up. I think tomorrow कल तक हमारी ये जो 600 questions का target था, this will be doing. So in like 4 days we completed it, right? On Monday we started. So it's yes, in couple of days we did all of them. Good. Okay, so now this session, we are going to sum up by Pranush. And once again, tomorrow morning we are going to meet, okay, at the same timing. We will not be talking about such conflicted topics in the class. Okay, Ashish, we will not be talking about any conflicting topic. Okay, chaliye. So now we are going to sum up the class. 56 questions you answered correctly. That's really wonderful, Pranush. Yes, I did said we'll do 400 questions, but it will take like 10, 15, सवा 10 बजाएगा रात में करते करते ठीक है and then all of you have to sleep also so it's important always to sleep on time you can wake up early okay तो पढ़ना भी है कभी अगर आपको so it's like always a thumb rule sleep on time sleep by 10 or 10:15 and if you want you can wake up early wake up at 4 wake up at 5 do not adopt this habit that I'm going to like wake up late in the morning. Okay, so early to bed and early to rise. Okay, Himashri. So yes, now we are going to sum up this session and once again in the morning we are going to meet. So bye everyone. Good night all of you. Okay, and we'll be meeting in the next class tomorrow. Bye everyone. Good night.